Good evening, gentlemen. This is for you. If you're craving food, you're craving drugs, you're craving alcohol, you're just hanging out for a ciggy every single moment of the day. If you find that things are a little bit harder than what they used to be, like going to the gym, you're just not as motivated anymore. You'd rather, fuck off and watch some TV or hang out and do something like that. You're watching too much porn. You're having sex which is unfulfilling with just anybody and anyone. If you're finding that you're just stuck in a bit of a rut and you constantly have these vices coming up, you just want to drink, you just want to smoke, you just want to do these things, which you know you probably shouldn't do it, but you also can't kick the habit at the same time. I'm going to go through, I'm going to teach you how to fix this because we've done this with like thousands and thousands of guys. I'm going to run you through something really, really cool, which I call the spa, right? I'm going to run you through the spa. I'm going to give you something really, really cool, which I hope helps you because it's helped many, many other people before you. I'm going to drop that to you in just a second. Now, quickly, before I go on with this and before we go balls deep into this, Facebook doesn't tell me who watches this and who doesn't. So if you're watching this as live, please comment live. If you're watching this as a replay, please comment as a replay. One thing that I really pride ourselves on here in the High Performance Man group is that I actually like to get to know you guys and chat with you myself. And I like to see you. I like to see who's on there. So please just reach out, and if you're watching live, just comment live. If you're watching this as a replay, comment replay so I can see who this is here for, and so I can actually help you a little bit better too. Because the more I know about you, the more I can get the information. I mean, let's think about it, right? How do I know what to talk on in these lives? It's because I talk to you guys. It's the issues that you bring me that fuels these lives. So the more that I know about you, the more that I can actually help you. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. I'm happy to just sit here and chat with you guys and help you solve as many of these problems, all right? So just to recap, this is for you if you drink too much, if you smoke too much, if you just feel like dopamine's got you by the balls, you're craving drugs, you're craving shitty food, it gets to Friday night, you've dieted perfectly all week, and then you go and you hook into all those fucking brownies and ice cream, and you just binge out and you eat way too much. Or you'll be at home, you finish off the end of the day, you knock off the top of a beer, and you sit down and you watch TV, and you know you should be going and getting your meals ready for the next day. Or you know that you should be preparing for work. You know you should be doing those quotes, finishing off those things that need to be done, or finishing up that stuff around the house. But instead you sit down and you watch 10 hours of fucking Netflix, and then it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, you think, shit, I gotta be up at 6 a.m. the next day. If that is you, if any of that sounds familiar, it's because dopamine's got you by the nuts, right? Dopamine is a little neurotransmitter, a little neurochemical, the brain hormone, which regulates all of our drive, all of our motivation. It makes us do absolutely everything. It controls our motivation. So if you ever feel like you're not motivated, it's because your dopamine's not good. If you ever would rather go out and eat some shitty food that you know is not good for you when you've got perfectly good food at home, that's dopamine. If you know that you should be going and working, you should be going and putting more time with your kids, hanging out with your partner, being present, but instead you find yourself glued to your phone, scrolling and liking thoughts, photos, and videos on Instagram, that's dopamine once again. What we need to do is we need to regulate our dopamine. We need to get on top of it. Now, there's a very, very simple way that I teach a lot of guys to do this, and it starts with something that I call the spa, right? And if this resonates with you, I want you to comment spa down in the comment section below, because I've got something for you which is going to help you clarify this and get out of the spa. So what the spa is all about, let's think of a spa, right? It's really, really nice. It's like 37 to 40 something degrees. It's beautiful. It's so nice and warm and comfortable inside this spa. It's really, really fucking good. Outside, it's cold and it's windy and it's uncomfortable and it's unpleasant. But in the spa, it's beautiful. And you're sitting in this spa and you're sitting there with all your mates and all the people who are around you, the people who you're close with, and you love them and you care these people and you like hanging out with these guys. But you can't help but notice that what's on the top of the spa, what's on this thin layer which is on top of the water, it's grime, it's oil, it's skin cells, it's hairs, it's a Band-Aid, there's a little bit of poo in there because someone's farted and it wasn't really a fart, it was actually a shart. Right? There's just all these little things just floating around the top level, and you're sitting there and stewing in it. And you see that and you're like, that's a bit fucking gross. I don't really like this. I'm a bit, I'm like, oh, but it's so warm in here. I could get out and I could get in the cold. Oh, but it's so warm in here. But there is poo on top of that. I don't really want to be sitting in here, but it's so warm. And I could get outside, but it's so warm. And we're comfortable in here. And you just sit in this spa and we keep stewing, we keep marinating, and everyone's in here and everyone's saying the same thing. And you go to get out of the spa and go eat and get out of all the shit and the fart and the hair and the skin cells and the oil and the grime on top of it. And everyone says, oi, come back on in, James. Come back on in, mate. Just sit in the spa. It's fine. Don't worry about the shit. It's fine. She'll be right, mate. It's all good. We're all sitting in here. You'll be fine too, brother. It's all good. And you say, oh yeah, I guess I am overreacting. It's just a little bit of poo, right? It's just a little bit of skin cell. It's just one Band-Aid. It's not that bad after all. And so that you get back in and you become comfortable. And that's what sitting in our problems with dopamine is exactly like. It's because we know that there's a problem, but we get so fucking comfortable with it that we don't want to do it because breaking dopamine-related habits is hard. Look at heroin addicts. Heroin addicts have a dopamine issue. That's why they get addicted. And it's really fucking difficult. They can actually die if they quit straight away. It's really, really hard to kick this habit because dopamine has us by the balls. It wants us in the spa. It's that friend that's saying, no, don't change. Don't put that porn away. I know it's fucking up your sex life with your missus, but it's fine. It's just a little bit of sex with your wife. She'll be fine. Come back here and have another wank again. It's the same with alcohol. Alcohol, I know it's ruined. Alcohol says to you, I know it's ruining your time with your kids. I know maybe you drink me a little bit too much, but it's so much fun here drinking me. And it keeps pulling you back to the spa, pulling you back to the spa, pulling you back to the spa, and you never get out. Why? Because as soon as you get out, as soon as you're outside of the spa, it's fucking windy and it's cold and it's uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good and you want to get straight back in. But in the end of the day, is every single second that you spend in that spa is a second where you're wallowing around in your own filth. And we've all been here at some stage. We're wallowing around our own filth. Every single thing that we're unhappy with in our life, we're sitting there and we're wallowing in it because it's uncomfortable to get out of it and it's comfortable to be sitting there. It is comfortable to keep drinking. It is comfortable to keep fucking eating. It is comfortable to keep watching porn. It is comfortable to do all these things which are really nice, but we know deep down inside are fucking our lives up. It is comfortable to go and eat that pinger. It is comfortable to go and snort that bag. It is comfortable to do that and it's familiar. And maybe all of our friends around us are doing it too. Maybe your best mate does it. Maybe your whole friend group does it. And they all say, oh mate, don't worry, just come back in the spa and sit with us. We're not that bad, are we? And you say, yeah, that's all right, and you get back in. But deep down inside, you know that you want to be out of that fucking spa. And the only way that we can overcome any of this dopamine stuff is by getting the fuck out as quickly as possible. And yes, you'll be uncomfortable. That moment where you quit porn, that moment where you stop eating so much shit food, that moment where you stop smoking, you stop drinking, you stop taking drugs, you don't go out on the weekends, you cut off those mates who are pulling you back into the spa. That moment where you change all that sort of stuff, it is fucking uncomfortable and it is not fun at all. And that's why most people fail. Only the uncommon ones win. It is common to be sitting in the spa, and that's why you look at most men. What's the rate of depression these days? Pretty fucking high, right? Super, super high. Why? Because we sit in the spa all the time. What's the rate of divorce? Pretty fucking high because we sit in the spa all the time. What's the rate of dudes who are unhappy with marriages? Dudes who are not connected with their kids. Why? Because they're in the fucking spa. It's really, really fucking high. All these things come back to us sitting in the spa. So when are we going to say, fuck it, I'm getting out? I want out of the spa. I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I know it's comfortable. Yes, I know it's familiar, but I don't want to be here. I want to be uncomfortable because I don't want to be sitting in that thin layer of grime and shit and filth. I'm fucking done with that. And the moment that you decide to get out of that spa and the moment that you decide to start working towards something is the moment where you actually can kick these habits. It's where you can stop drinking. It's where you can quit smoking. It's where you can quit the drugs. It's where you can succeed in your career. It's where you can be a phenomenal father. It's where you can be an amazing partner and husband. It is where you can do all the things that you want to. You can be successful in your career, in your sport, with your body, with your health, with your wealth, your mindset, but you cannot fucking do it whilst you're inside that spa. Because when you're in that spa, it's going to suck you down. It's going to suck everything out of you. So what do you need? How do we make it so that you can step out of the spa and still keep moving forwards and win? Well, this is exactly what we do for all of our guys who start working with us. Every single person that we coach one-on-one, we do something called a summit with them. And what a summit is it's like a crystal ball into the future. Imagine this, right? If you had a crystal ball which told you how to be a billionaire, would you follow what it said? If it had like 10 steps and it made everything crystal clear, you just need to do this for the next 5 years and you'll be a billionaire. You'd probably do it, right? You'd probably do it. I mean, the same thing for if you wanted to be shredded, like lose weight, if you wanted to be the best dad in the world and have your kids absolutely adore you. If you had a crystal ball, you would follow that every single step of the way, right? this is what the summit creates. It creates this crystal ball. Now, if you want to get out of the spa, you don't want to be in here anymore, and you would like help with this, I've got something for you, and I'll send it across to you free of charge. You don't have to pay me a single cent, all right? You're welcome. This is going to be really fucking helpful for you, all right? What I want you to do is I want you to comment, fuck the spa, right? Fuck the spa. I want you to comment that down below. Now, what's crazy about this is that very few people will actually go ahead and do this. Why? Because a lot of people talk about leaving the spa. A lot of people talk about solving their problems, but very few people will ever actually take any fucking action to do so. And what I want you to do is, if you are one of the uncommon people who are actually going to change, if you're one of our people like Adam Nash, right? Nashy, when I first met him, he was in the fucking spa. He was in the spa. He was popping opioids every day. He was drinking to numb the pain. He was lying on his couch, watching TV, working a dead-end job that he fucking hated. He was in the spa and he turned around to me and said, James, I fucking hate this. I'm not close to my kids. I'm not close to my wife. I fucking hate my job. I fucking don't like anything. I'm not happy with anything at all. And I was like, do you want to get out of the spa, Nash? And he fucking jumped right out. And look where he is now. Dude's just got another raise, another promotion. He's making like 5 times as much money as what he was before. Closer with his kids than ever. He's there with his missus and she fucking adores him. And his whole life is totally different. Oh, and the dude's shredded and jacked now too. On top of it too, he's like the ultimate male. He's now going to be presenting at one of our upcoming events because the dude is such an exemplary human being. And that's just one example of thousands of guys who've worked with us and done this. So if that's what you want, if you want to be able to step up, if you want to be able to get out of the spa, make more money, quit those fucking habits that you hate, be a better father, be a better partner, be a better man, be the best man that you were born to be, then just comment fuck the spa down below, right? In the comment section. I'll send you across all the training that you need in order to fucking dominate. On that note, guys, I'll leave you all to it. Thank you very much for joining. As always, it's a pleasure to be here and chat with you guys. I'll speak to you soon.